So here's another type of organized counting problem where you're asked to find how many quadrilaterals, different types in different places, are in this 2x4 grid. So first, when we do organized counting, we want to make sure that everything's organized. So let's try to list all the different types of quadrilaterals that are possible inside this grid. So first of all, if you just look at the first row, you can have one with just one unit, you can have one with two, one with three, and one with four. If you look at one with two rows, you can have one like that. You can have one that's a larger square. You could have a 2x3, or you could have the entire thing. Don't forget to count that. Sometimes I forget to count that, and it's still a quadrilateral. So now we want to see how many of each type there are. So let's count how many different types of single unit squares there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What about ones with 2? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What about ones with 3? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of these can get a little bit confusing because they're all overlapping, but make sure you don't leave any out, because if you just count 1, 2, then you're forgetting about this one. Finally 4, 1, 2. This one's a little bit more simple. One's like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Square, 1, 2, 3. 2x3s, 1, 2. And finally, the entire large thing, there's just one of. So if you add these all up, it's 8 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which gives you 30. However, if you think this is a little bit tedious, there's a trick which can make it go a lot faster. If you think of what a quadrilateral is, in this case it has to be a rectangle because there's only 90-degree angles. However, you can have different lengths and you can have different positions. So what you want to do is see how many different types of widths there are and how many different types of lengths there are. So what I mean is, this is one type of possible width. This is another. This is another. This is another. This is also one. This is also one. This is also one. So if you count all of them, I didn't draw all of them, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 possible widths. For the lengths, there's 1, 2, 3 possible lengths. So if you want to find all the possibilities, you do all the possible widths times all the possible lengths. Widths is so hard to say, but you get 30, which matches. And here, something important to know is that we count each length separately because this problem also asks you for quadrilaterals in different positions, like the different unit squares, But in some problems, they'll just ask you how many different types there are, in which case you wouldn't count the same thing that is placed in different places. You would only count how many different lengths there are. For example, here there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of lengths, and here there's 1 and 2. So there's 8 possible shapes total, which matches because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possible shapes. So that's all for this video, but just remember that organized counting is always very methodical. Don't try to just count shapes randomly, because you'll overcount or you'll undercount, you'll count things more than once, or you'll forget to count some things, and that's not the best way to count. Make sure that you try to make categories, or you think of little tricks like that to help you, but that's organized counting.